This is the control panel for our website, commonly referred to as cPanel. Most web hosting services will have this or something very similar to it. It has lots of different options that you can get into here, but we're really only going to be working with a couple of them. Towards the end of the class, we're going to explore a little bit with WordPress, which is probably the most popular content management system out there. Roughly a quarter to a third of all professional websites are created with WordPress, and that's something that we have an entire class in. But we're mostly going to be working in File Manager. File Manager allows us to upload, create, work with files. We're going to go into the public HTML folder, which is where we're going to be doing most of our work. And here, we're going to do a couple different things. First, we're going to create two new folders. I'd like you to create a folder, and you'll notice I hit the plus folder, and we're going to put in a new folder name. And I want it to be your first and your last name with a hyphen between them, and hopefully, unlike me, you can actually type and spell. So that'll be your folder name, and it will be created in public HTML. You never want to change that. Public_HTML is where all of our files that will be available to the public will be posted. So we're going to create our new folder there. Now we're going to create a second new folder. So again, I'm adding a new folder, and this one I'm going to name private. And I'm going to create the new folder. Now you have the option in this class of having your folder password protected so it's not visible to the outside world and other people can't get into it if they don't have the password. If you do that, in the comments you will need to tell when you hand in your assignment, you'll need to tell your instructor what their username and password is to get into it. So I'm going to right click on private, and I'm going to choose password protect. And so we're going to enter name for the protected directory, and I usually keep that the same as the folder name. And we're going to create a user, which I'm going to go ahead and, it's taking my username and password, but for your classes, go ahead and use Web105 as the username and use our default password of JavaScript 2020 or whatever the year is. And then we're going to go ahead and you want to make sure you password protect this directory. And this is actually probably going to be blown away. I'm going to choose to save that first. Now I have to go back, and now I'm going to have to put that password back in. And then I'm going to save it. All right, now we can actually test this. What you're going to need to be able to do is to find where your web pages are published on the internet so that you can hand in the link. So here, this doesn't, if you were just to go up to this here and hand it in, it's not going to work. I won't be able to see it. So you have to understand how the web address works and how to find it. So we have our server, which is mccdgm.net. So you want to put in web105.mccdgm.net. There we go. And so you can see that my folder here with my name appears, but the private folder does not. That's what happens when you password protect it. You have to have the exact address. So I'm going to add a folder path at the end of my address up here. This is what you'll select and hand in. You'll copy this and you'll put it in to when you hand in the assignment for completing this. So instead of web105, this should be your login name for canvas.mccdgm.net. And just hand it in here at the top level. I'll know to look for the private folder, and that needs to have a lowercase p. And when I do this, it's going to look for my username and password, which we said would be web105. Now that takes me in here to the private folder. If I go back up and hit refresh, I can see it now. Now, this is going to save my login, so I won't force it unless I change browsers on my computer. If I'm logging back in on the same computer in the same browser, it's going to take me here and let me see that private file. It won't ask me for the password again. It will save it. So once you've logged in, don't worry if that doesn't come up again. Again, you'll just copy this and you'll hand this link in on Canvas, where you'll get 5 points for creating each of the 2 folders and for password protecting this one, as well as for handing in the proper link.